Well, I'm sure you're not surprised that you won, but you're surprised you won by scoring 102 points in a lot of the business.
I mean, but, you know, Dave, you were sitting there, we had pretty much the same shots against Kansas and didn't make them. I mean, had the same shots. And today we made them. Today he made them. Terry didn't have the same kind of game he's been having it on, I don't know what day it is, on Saturday, I guess. And today he made shots. When those guys make shots, we're pretty good. And we defended better. This was maybe the best job we did defensively.
It would seem they'd be kind of a mismatch for you because they can all shoot threes. What were you able to execute defensively that held them down some?
Well, Freddie does a great job. Freddie does a great job of taking advantage of mismatches, taking advantage of, you know, they do a great job with DeAndre Kane, posting him a lot. Mention, they post him against small forwards. We had Terry Henderson on Hogs. Is he leading rebounder in the league maybe? Terry did a pretty good job on him. You know, but whether it was when the score was 8-2 or 8-4 or whatever it was, or 8-6, maybe we made a couple of threes, but we had to stop them. And when we went to matchup, we played matchup. I think got him out of rhythm a little bit.
I tried to count during the game. I think Iowa State only made 5 baskets from beyond 10 feet. Almost all their shots only have. Is that part of the defense or just a
We didn't want them to make threes. We wanted to. When you look at when they've played really well, they make those threes. That was by design. I didn't want them to make all those. Don't get me wrong. But we wanted to take away. We wanted to take a 3-ball away from them.
Staten said it looked like defensively they didn't know what you were doing, and he said that kind of made sense because.
We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, is that fair to say?
I told our guy. I told him that at halftime. I said, you know, I think we got them confused. They don't know what we're doing. And it's probably because we have no idea what we're doing. But when we were pretty good at doing it, we didn't know what we were doing. We just did pretty good.
So you probably won't teach them what they're doing, huh?
Oh, it's, you know, it changes. Everybody, you know, they and those guys last year, I'd get all these coaches like, can you tell me what you guys did with the matchup? And I said, no, I don't know. And, you know, everybody thinks you're trying to keep a secret. We played everything different. This is the best we've been now. I mean, by far the best we've been.
Bob, did you see the shooting performance like this coming from your guys' practice efforts and stuff?
Well, you know, it's an amazing thing when you get in the gym and you get a lot of shots up, your chance for success increases dramatically. And the first guy in the gym when I walked in on Sunday was Remy, and the last one to leave was Remy, and the last one to leave to shoot around the day was Remy. And so, yeah, that means generally it's Wani. I mean, generally it's Wani's the last one to leave, but you know, I guess it doesn't guarantee success, but it sure gives you a better chance. Kenny made some early. I think we're doing some early that gives you some confidence, but he shot it really well.
Coach, another defensive question. Melvin Edgem scores 48, Big 12 record, and he only has 1 field goal in this game. I guess, how'd you do it?
Did we let him get one?
Just one.
You okay? No, it's fine. That's fine.
We just changed defenses, that's all. I mean, we didn't do anything special. We changed defenses. I mean, they were trying to isolate him on the block. He's a heck of a player. And I think we did a better job in transition defense than I was, in all honesty. You know, we go look at the film, they scored a ton of points, or he scored a ton of points. So, I don't know what day. Saturday, I guess, what? In transition.
Bob, does the flagrant 2 foul have any effect on Aaron's next game?
No.
Bob, I know this is probably, the way things go tonight is obviously not going to happen every night. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm sure you'll know wrong. But you've played pretty well offensively since that Baylor game. And you said even within games you haven't been able to sustain things. This is 2 weeks of playing pretty good offense. Is there a sign that's come around like you would imagine earlier, besides the 102 tonight?
I think you know, we got a bunch of young guys, and our guys that are young haven't been here very long, except for Kevin Noreen, and they're starting to understand what you tell them. You know, we're not running a lot of sets. We're trying to have them play basketball, but we're trying to have them understand what the defense is doing and what counter they make. I mean, I think that's the best way to play basketball if you can do it. I think their understanding's getting better. I mean, I really do. We just have to tell the new guys that it's you know, they tried. It wasn't I never sit there and said they didn't try. They've tried. They've tried all year. It's just the more and more you coach them, the better and better their background is. You know, and so they start to understand things better. And we did a really bad job against Oklahoma, was it? Oklahoma and Kansas of slipping that ball screen whenever they, you know, the whole deal was they wanted to kind of not double team, but kind of double team Wani or Aaron or whoever came off that high ball screen, and we didn't. We just stood there, and our focus has been for those guys to slip. And Brandon, you know, got a couple against Kansas. We didn't do it near as much against Kansas as well we needed to, but Sweat slipped it. Then all of a sudden they can't stand there and try to stop that penetration all the time.
Coach, is there any way to describe the kind of role that Gary gives you, the tough physical play from a guard standpoint? It seems like he's tangled with someone every game, it seems like.
I can relate, you know. Yeah, he does. I mean, he gives us toughness. He's I'm trying to get Gary to understand he can't guard all 5 of them. He tries. He just runs from man to man. Whoever's got the ball, you know, he's like a dog chasing the ball. And invariably, you know, somebody ends up being open, and he's getting more and more disciplined in that regard. I mean, we want him to play hard, and we want him to do the things he does, but he has to do it in the team concept. And, he's getting much better at that.
Players were talking about how you discussed NCAA tournament chances with them. Just
I don't lie to him, Justin. I mean, I think the worst thing that could happen is at the end of the year they would say to me, you know, I wish you would have told us. You know, like, you know, I've done it all along. And there were people who said, well, are you putting pressure on? I mean, I was them. I'd want to know. I'd want to know what you're going to do. You know, what our RPI is, what the people's RPI is we're playing, and what we got to do to get our RPI in the range that, you know, we're talked about as an NCAA tournament team. And, you know, that's what I'd said to Mitch. I joke with Mitch, but it's the truth. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. We're not sprinters. We're marathon guys. It's a long year.
do these last 4 or 5 wins, though, kind of counterbalance some of those losses at the beginning of the season?
Well, I bet you we could take a poll here, and most people would say we wouldn't lose those now.
Yeah.
We're a lot better. You know, we were young. I tried to tell you guys that. You know, we'll get better. You know, we're just young. You know, we make dumb mistakes. We didn't do some fundamental things that you need to do. We're still not where we need to be, but we're a heck of a lot closer.
Coach, what about Nate tonight? He seemed to give you a spark.
I thought he's terrific. I think that's the best Nate's played. I mean, they came out kind of cutting the lead a little bit. I'm not sure how much they got to, maybe 15 or whatever it was. And he made like 3 defensive plays. He got the steal, then he kicked another one loose and threw it ahead. And then the play that he made, he stole the ball underneath the basket. That's a big time play. You know, that's what, you know, I'm kind of used to seeing guys do. That's getting the ball. And he did. I thought he was really good. He rebounded. He's got really good hands. He's got to stop fouling 3-point shooters. But I thought far and away the best game he's played. And I thought really a key to our run in the second half was his defensive play.
We're talking about going back. But some of those earlier games, back when you did Virginia Tech and all, if there's one thing you could point to you're most proud of at this point, where you just get along.
They're good guys. They're good guys. They didn't point fingers at each other. You know, they didn't. You know, they didn't get down. They came in every day and came to work. And I think that's what you're supposed to do. That's where we talk to them all the time. I mean, that's what this state is. A whole bunch of people who wake up every morning and go to work. You know, whether they're not feeling well, or you know, their leg hurts, or their arm hurts, or their head hurts, or whatever, they could have to go to work. And that's what these guys have done. I mean, if you think about it, we've got guys playing through a lot of stuff. I mean, Aaron Harrison, you guys were there, so he hurt his ankle at Kansas game. He was limping around yesterday. He played through it. We've had guys sick. Guys, you know, they've showed up and played. Brandon Watkins got his teeth knocked out, came back and finished practice. You know, that's more what I'm used to. You know, we had some guys a year ago that, I mean, God, you'd have thought they weren't going to live. This is a good bunch of guys. And you know, the neat thing is, you know, Aaron had some big games, and they were really happy for him. Really happy for him. I mean, not putting on a show, but genuinely happy for Aaron. And then when Terry had big games, they were really happy for Terry. And when Lonnie had big games, and you know, they're all down there now. They're really happy for Remy. They understand. You know, they're all in there talking about Nate. They understand what Nate did, and I think that's a sign that they're starting to get it. They're starting to understand what we've got to do to continue to be successful. You know, with that being said, this is a hard league, man. This is a hard league.
Is it possible that Juwan is getting faster with the ball?
No, we got to get him some rest, so we have to slow down now.
But flying home from Kansas, did you, by any chance, grab Terry aside or anything? Feel you had to talk to him or anything like that after that game?
He went. I mean, virtually from person to person after the game, and apologized and said this was on. I didn't play well. I let you down. And he went. He went to the coaches. He went to the players. He went. That's what I'm saying. They're good guys. You know, they're not finger pointing. He could have said I was sick. You know, he didn't. He just said this is on me. I've got to be able to play through it. And you know, Mitch, that's what we've always done, and that's why I've loved my guys so much. You know, because they don't make excuses. They don't cry about things. They show up every day and go to work.
Will you back off them a little bit? If you have one game?
Yeah, Tuesday we will. Tomorrow. We're not going to go very long on Wednesday. We're going to go. We got some things we got to fix, and we're going to try to fix those on Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday we'll get back to normal routine and what we always do.
Then you got next week pretty much off too.
Yeah. Be a long week. We don't win.
Bob, they've handled their struggles earlier in the season pretty well. How do they so far handle success, which is somewhat new?
Honestly, Mike, I think the only thing we didn't handle very well was when we, lose at the buzzer to Oklahoma State, and then we came back against Texas, and we didn't make any shots, and that has a tendency to make you maybe put your head down a little bit too. But I think that's really the only time that they haven't responded to whatever. I mean, that's what I told them. I just told them, it's a long year, man. It's a long year. And then I tell them all the time, when you guys think it's a really long year, just think about those guys playing in the NBA, because they haven't got to halfway yet. And, you freshmen are tired, and you're looking like, man, we played 22 games. Guess what? You know how many they played? They played, 43. And everybody wants to do that. You better realize what you're asking for. Those guys don't get a break till the All-Star break, and then the good ones go play in the All-Star game.